Oh, what's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So, apparently, some of you guys have really good taste in knives, and I was asked to do a versus, and that's what we're doing today. We are bringing you the Cold Steel, drop forged survivalist. Couldn't remember the name. I love this thing. You can see it's gotten a little beaten on it. The Cold Steel Drop Forged Survivalist, and the Cold Steel awesome Recon Scout. So we are going to go over a few of the specs on these guys, and then the cap. I almost forgot. Little say what's up to my man Cowboy Sebop. He did a video wearing his little cap, so I was like, gotta pay homage. All right, my brother. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the specs of these knives, each one, give a little side by side. And because I already reviewed both of them, full reviews, what I'll do is I'll just go over some things that happened with these knives. We'll show some clips, and then who knows, maybe we'll do something. Who knows? I don't even know, because I just go off the cuff. All right, so let's start with, I don't even know what I pulled up here, the Recon Scout. All right, if I look that way, it's because that's where the information is. Maybe I can move it over, and that way it's not going to be so awkward. Oh, like a teenage boy at the prom with a girl with cleavage. That's how awkward this is. So this is what we have: Cold Steel Recon Scout. The sheaths on both of these are the same. I have one set up lefty, one set up righty. Are both the same. They're typical Secure X sheaths. Always, I hate the flappy nylon, but I love the Secure X sheath itself. They are both great. This one, as you can see, I put way down. I can't even strap it because it's made to sit high. So that'll happen if it's not against my leg. If it's against my leg or my hip, it's okay. But love these sheaths. Just not a fan of that stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, we already did that part. Let's go over the 12.5-inch overall length, the 7.5-inch blade, the blade thickness of 0.31. If you guys are wondering what that is, imagine, if you will, a bicycle. That's the tire. Man, that thing is thick. Okay, so we have trying to not be so loud. I think somebody might be on the phone. We have a blade material of 01 high carbon steel. This is fantastic blade steel. Very nice. It is a clipper with a flat grind, with a black coat, with a plain edge, with a 5-inch handle. It is Kraton, which means you have a full tang on the inside. So it's a full hidden tang, not a stick tang, full hidden tang. And you have a weight of 15 ounces and da. So the overall feel of this knife is fantastic. Any cold steel knife that comes with a Kraton handle like this is going to have the same feel as far as the grip is concerned. What's going to change is the overall feel because of weight distribution, length, thickness, all that. How it's gonna ride in the hand. Not sit in the hand, but ride in the hand. Sit in the hand with this is good. Ride in the hand, completely different. So this knife right here is fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Let's go over the specs for the Drop Forged Survivalist. This guy, oh my gosh, it's so nice. So we are looking at an 8-inch blade, so it's a half-inch longer, with a 13-inch overall, with 52-100, one of my favorite steels. That's what I use in a lot of my customs. 52-100 steel. Does have the Secure X sheath. The handle material are fitted scales. They're G10 and very textured, but not over textured. That's important. Let's see, the blade finish is gray Teflon. The handle is 5 inches. The blade thickness is 6 millimeters. The blade weight is 18.3 ounces. That's all we need from that. So before I knock everything over, let's give you guys a sweet look at this blade. It is a thick blade. I think that one might be a little thicker there. It is just sweet, man. This thing is so nice in the hand. The weight is so properly there. It has an amazing feel to it. Let's put them up together. See the family. Hoo-ha. So from guard to guard, you can see where the 1/2 inch lives. You can see the difference in the handle length right there. And you can see width differences. Both are going to feature a full flat grind, which I am a huge fan of. Both are swedged at the tip, which I am a fan of. It's great for penetrating. Both are clip point, which I am a big fan of. Both have up-down handguards that are not oversized, which makes me a fan. As far as grip for grip, let's get into it. The grip here, it feels just good, man. You get it, even though you have so much exposed steel, because this is one solid hunk of steel. Even though you have that exposed steel, and you think that it would be slipping out of the hand more, and they both have lanyard holes. You'd think that it would slide out of the hand, it would shoot out when you're using it. These G10 scales are just enough to make sure that will never happen. They are just enough to hold it on there without being abrasive. A lot of people, weak-handed, feel that these handles are too abrasive and they cause hot spots. Me, I have man hands, so I don't understand that. I don't feel that. But you can definitely, if I squeeze the hell out of my grips, you can feel the poking and the prodding that you're getting from this grip, but not this one. It is smooth. The difference is this one has squared edges here, which really fits into the folds and the creases inside your hand, because you got to remember, your hand is a machine, right? You have a fold here, a fold here, a fold here, a fold here. Every time you close your hand, it doesn't make a perfect circle. As much as we think it does, it's square. See all the little edges? And when you have a round object, round peg, square hole type thing, it's not as fitting and comfortable as you would something that's slightly more squared. But at the same time, texture for texture, this one just feels better, right? This one, obviously, it's held down by little screws. I think mine might have loosened because I was using the snot out of it, but it feels okay. And this one is obviously glued on, and then you have the lanyard hole right there, which happens to be a hollow pin. So it's held on there very, very well. The guards, this one, you can see it's not welded on, but I have had zero problems with any guards on any of the cold steels. They never loosen. The handle, the craton, is a rubber, so when they stick it on there and they wedge it and they pin it, it's pressed. It's almost compressed to the point where you put the pin in. So you have so much force pressed against this, I don't even think you can move it if you wanted. And who knows, maybe it's some kind of welding on there. I have no idea. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. That could be a fixed deal. The light in here just isn't showing, but either way, it's not going anywhere. This one can't go anywhere because it's a solid piece of steel, top to bottom, front to back, aside from inserts. That's the only thing on this knife that isn't the knife. Everything on this blade is just one solid hunk of stuff, right? So when you see how thick that is, right, and the end of that, you can see how absolutely big it is. And then you have your taper here, your step down to get to that point. You can really see, and I believe that this one might be closer to like 7 millimeters, where this one's 6. And I think that's what the 0.31 might equal out to, a 7, which is what I use in most of my customs, is 7 millimeter. I do 7 and 8 millimeter blades. So I love the thickness. I love the thickness. They both are just excellent maneuvering blades. And And what we're going to do now is we're just going to put up some video, and we will talk about some things that these guys are good at doing and they are good for. And I'll tell you this, I have not had an experience yet where these blades fell short in anything. I mean anything at all. So let's set that up. All right, so we're starting with the Recon Scout, and you can see, yeah, this was a week before Christmas in Massachusetts. I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, so it was a nice day. Look at this thing, man. Look at this edge. It was just an absolute decimator. Sure, that's a plastic jug, I get it, but the jug didn't go anywhere. I hit it, what, 3 times, and that thing stayed. That's a sharp blade. So let's get into some more. Y'all see that. So I did a little prying with this knife where I really wanted to get it in there nice and deep and really pull. Look at this blade just handle everything. It's incredible. Hold on. Ooh. So how does it cut? Let's find out. Here's some hard vacuum cleaner hose. It was just butter. I mean, as easy as a knife could cut, this thing just went through everything and anything I put it to, and still does. It's just sharp. Look at that thickness. All right, so it came time to do a little chop action, and you can see the insane bite, and look at the intent on this blade to want to get through whatever it's hitting against. I mean, you strike something and chunks just fly. The thing is an absolute animalistic, nasty blade. So now I picked up a stick, and I think yeah, there we go. We're spreading it right there, doing a little batoning with it, making a nice, really clean separation through the wood. Just taking a beating, banging on this thing, and with a spine as thick as it is, there are zero, and I mean zero, worries about getting any kind of bending or warping in this blade. It's just sick. All right, so after we do all the banging on it and cutting with it and this and that, it comes down to, let's see, well, is it sharp enough to go ahead and just skin wood? Abso-freaking-lutely. That's a crotch shot. There you go, guys. So look at this, man. I mean, it's just so smooth and so clean. Everything about this thing is just awesome. It's an absolute working blade. Sharp, strong, thick, long, weighted right, good handle. Everything about it. Just a crazy good blade. All right, so you know it wouldn't be a me video without a little bit of let's see how she flies type thing. I think I actually threw this thing a couple times. I'm gonna hold on just a second because I think I did a little drop back. Oh, I shouldn't have waited. I showed you guys a fail. But you see that no matter what, and no matter what I dare it is, no matter what I do with it, the thing just works. Let's move on. All right, so now we are drop Forged Survivalist time. I already shaved my arm with it. Everything's good. Now I'm just cutting straight down through this plastic hose, and I went the long way and made a nice big slice. And I have to say that the size and comfort and everything about this knife just makes it a dream hold, right? It's one of those things where you put it in your hand and you realize this knife is going to do every single thing I'll ever want it to do. And that's for real. You know what I mean? That's not sugarcoating. That's not buttering up. It's just the knowledge, once this thing is in your hand, that if you have a single task to get done, this knife is going to do it. And you can see between batoning and just look at these just hammer slices, hammer splits, just going straight down and just tearing this wood apart. The knife is an absolute absolute beast, man. I mean, here you go. You got some gravity chop right there. And then we're going to get right into feathering. I mean, this knife, it was so nice and so easy. I was just going from one thing to the next without pause or hesitation. It was just so easy to use. Fan-freaking-tastic. fantastic blade. So here you see we're in the 1-inch forest. Bring it out, give it a little bit of play time. Gotta shift some things around here, and ba-boom, ba-boom. Look at that. Look at the size. Look at the size of that and the slice that came through that blade. That is 100% perfection. You can't get better than that. You can't. It's just there. And let's see, we banged on it. How's it going to do? Can we do the cucumber salad where we just get the skin without cutting the wood? Fine, fine, fine edge. Just as fine as you can get. This thing is butter smooth. You see that stick is still green? That means I'm not going too deep. All right? Still green. Gotta love it. Just shaving the top. Awesome, awesome freaking knife. So we found this old car seat out in the woods, and I decided, well, let's see. If you got to stab somebody through a car seat, hey, there's the way to go. You got to make sure it works. And it's just easy. Look at this. Look at this, man. Just absolutely ridiculous. This thing is one serious freaking blade, man. One serious blade. And you know we can't end a video without a good throw. And so I figure, here we go. We'll show you a bad one. Let me do my Frankenstein walk over. Who am I blaming? Who am I? So I know it's gonna fly though, because it's cold steel, man. It's cold steel, man. So just perfection. All right, let's go over these blades. Maybe we'll do a little something. All right, so I figure, why not get outside and just do some light swinging here on some really hardwood and see how they go. Rainmakers. I don't know if you guys can see the wood chips just literally flying off of there. That's crazy. We need to find a spot that doesn't already have dinged up so you can see exactly what's happening. I don't know if I'm going to be able to set you guys up through here. This is going to be trial and error and see if I don't knock you all down. But here we go. Here we go. I think you guys are in the play. All right. There we go. So let's go over this. Look at that. Old, hard, dried wood. And this knife is just cruising through the wood. You guys can see that. Just solid. And now we take its brother out for a spin. And just like the other one, it comes down to just ease in a strike. Easy, easy, easy. So here's the deal, guys. We have, ooh, they're stuck in there. We have two magnificent, adjust myself here. We have two magnificent blades, right? And it comes down to, well, which one would you ride with? And for me, it's simple, both of them. But for some of you, it comes down to, there's got to be a decision between one. You can only have one. One's going to be the way to go. And each one has something about it that I prefer over the other. This one is a mammoth, fat freaking Recon Scout of a blade. And I love that thickness. I love the overall weight distribution. It's just insanely awesome. This one is so light in the hand when you're swinging, and the comfort level is really, really nice in the grip. This one's thinner, but being 52-100, it doesn't need to be that thick. Although being 01, that really doesn't need to be that thick either. It just is, and I just like it for it. But
you know, it's kind of hard. I guess it comes down to availability. If you're looking for a knife and it comes down to, well, I saw this one was available and this one was on back order, or I couldn't find it yet, you know, so do I wait? It comes down to, if one of them's available and you get one over the other over availability, who cares? You just made a good choice either way. It comes down to price. If one of them is more expensive and you don't want to spend that much money, getting the one that's cheaper by price, you're not getting a knife that's cheaper by knife. You know what I mean? These knives are equally amazing. So for me, if it came down to you can only have one, it's really difficult because there's certain things about each one that I really like. And here's the thing, this is full tang. Full tang. This handle is not coming off. It's not going anywhere. So I really don't have to worry about that. But this is a solid hunk of goodness. Now, you'd think that, well, being solid, you're going to have vibration problems. I've had none. I've had no vibration problems, no ringing, no nothing. Being a solid hunk of steel. I really like it. This one's got a little bit of rubber over the tang, so you think, okay, it's going to absorb it much. They're about the same. They're about the same. So for me, if I could have just one, you know, I really want to say this one, but I think I would stick with the Recon Scout. And I honestly can't even tell you why. There's just something about it when it's in my hand. This knife really speaks to me. I love it. I absolutely love this one. I freaking love. These two knives right here are two knives that I will never get rid of. Awesome knife. And it's kind of hard because I'm really like stuck in a decision here where which one would I choose. But for me personally, just personally, I have a weird relationship with this knife and I absolutely love it. This one right here has become one of my favorites in the collection ever since I got it, just because of all that it is. It's a great knife. This one, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's something about this knife that if it was a woman, this would wear my ring. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of blades. You know, of course, I have a couple that wear my ring. I just wouldn't tell them. But there's just something about this knife, the overall aesthetics, just the way it looks, the way it handles, everything about this knife. They both do the same job. They both do the same job equally. But for me, and this is just me, this is the one I would take if I could only have one. If I wasn't stuck with one, I'm keeping both, and that's what's happening. So I really hope this helped you, and I don't see how it could have, because they're both great, and there's really nothing that makes one better than the other. So as a versus, it's kind of hard because there's supposed to be an outcome. One's supposed to be better. It's simply not. You're not going to find one knife better than the other. They're both awesome. And when it comes down to it, that's a good thing. That's what you want. You want to have that feeling that you are stuck having two phenomenal blades. I want to get a little bit of sunshine on these guys so you can see them really good and get a good look at them, because that right there is your decision. And you know, if you can really look at those and think, well, one is better than the other, more power to you, because I use these knives, and even though I use this one more, I can't say that one of them is better than the other. I just can't. It's impossible. This one, the Recon Scout, I've had it longer. Who knows? Maybe it's just more nostalgic to me. But that would be my choice if it came down to having to make one. So there you have it. The Drop Forged Survivalist versus the Recon Scout. Bottom line, you can't go wrong. Awesome blades. And speaking of awesome, I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.